Hello, 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 one and all, disenfranchised and incorporated. We allow all to listen in, at least this one time, because I don't really think I'm going to be doing this a whole lot. So this is our one illustrious, first, best episode. One and only, one shot, one hit wonder, tub thumping as we go. This is the equivalent of Disco Duck. We're gonna make a bunch of money and then we're never gonna show up again. So I would like to talk about, I would like to ramble for my allotted time, 5 to 10 minutes, which I don't think would be hard. I'm already a minute in. So what I would like to cover, I should start by what I'm not going to do here. So let's open up my assignment sheet. It's a rubric, basically. Okay, so I will not, at least in the normative conclusion of of thinking, I will not be identifying topics that are timely, relatable, useful, impactful, and or audience driven, and I will not be capturing clear audio. No, I'm kidding. I need to take this more serious. Okay, and what else? Sorry, I had it written down and I've lost my paper. Give me a second. And I will not be hosting a podcast with the help of outside voices. I find myself stacked, buried in finals, essays, tests, the like, and I find that a lot of my contemporaries, peers, friends, fellow students to be buried in these similar tasks. That actually reminds me of when I was trying to capture an interview for my final project for this class. I asked an allotment of maybe 20 people. Yeah, 20 people. And I got one response. Or I got one, well, they all responded, but they weren't exactly thrilled. They were like, well, I got a test on that day. I'm like, oh, okay, sorry. That's besides the point. I am not paid to critique. Well, with saying that, I should probably turn off the recording. But alas, we will fall into a subject relatively soon. Okay, so today I would like invoke. I have to grab the book. Give me a second. Ralph Hanson's Secret 3. Give me a second. Secret 3. The 7 secrets about the media. Secret 3. Everything from the margin moves to the center. This is from Mass Communications, Living in a Media World, the 8th edition, the illustrious 8th edition. At least that's what it says in the back of the book, the illustrious 8th edition. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to bring art. Oh, that's the topic. I didn't even introduce the topic. Today's topic is a book that I found in the comparably illustrious Sacramento State Library. Comparably illustrious to the Mass Communications Living in a Media World, authored by Ralph Hanson, 8th edition. Equally illustrious, equally profound and evocative. But yeah, no, so I will be talking about Art Buchwald's book, I Am Not a Crook. And we'll be reading just some passages I found from it. So I should probably introduce Art Buchwald, right? So Art Buchwald is known as a humorist, one if not the best. We all know who the best humorist is, but one of the best humorists, one of the most profound humorists, one of the most influential humorists, especially in modern American journalism and literature. Some people, I remember reading this article. I can't for the life of me remember where I was reading this article, but there's a lot of comparisons to him and Twain. Twain, obviously known as the greatest American humorist, right up there with people like Frank Zappa or Mike Judge. Just people that can really embody the American spirit or the American condition and spin a yarn upon its humorous follies and tribulations and at least make it funny to some people, I guess, right? I don't know how many people read Twain, but I try to when I have the chance. So about Art Buchwald. So Art Buchwald was once described in a Day at Night interview. Day at Night was a how do I describe? A locally broadcast interview show that was hosted by City University of New York, CUNY. So it has to be illustrious if it comes from New York. It's not the Gotham. It's not New York City. The Gotham with a timely response. This if I had to guess, this is why I'd ask them. Well, how do you feel about Washington Irving? They probably tell me something about how they love Rip Van Winkle or something. I digress. digression. Digressions. Okay, why did I write that? But yeah, so he was described as one of the funniest men in America, writing in America today in 1974. So a little old. But yeah, so this book, along with his other books, I've read a few stories from his other books, but especially his book "I Never Danced at the White House," or it's in my notes. Give me a second. While Reagan slept, while Reagan slept, beating around the bush, and I'll Always Have Paris. Which I don't think this is a contrary opinion if you're reading Art Buchwald, but those are his most famous or most talked about, most discussed works. But yeah, so this book, at least in the contents, we got 1, The Joint Return, 2, All the King's Men. These are collections of little vignettes and short stories and humorist columns, or humor columns, I should say. And yeah, so some of these are circled. I don't know who circled these. I don't know who's the cavalier rogue who's circling or writing in library books. I mean, that's an offense to the 19th degree. I mean, that's up there with regicide. But besides that, okay. So I'll just I'll just pick something here, right? This is how podcasts are formatted. I mean, this is gold. Oh, here we go. Okay, so from section 6, Skeletons in the Closet, The Trials of the Ford Family. I hope this is Gerald Ford, not Henry Ford. I don't really have any interesting commentary for Henry Ford. Well, no, I say that. I could think of some. Okay, so I'm running out of time. So, 111, okay. But yeah, so, it's very timely, We talk about Jerry Ford, everyone's favorite president, Gerald Ford, what did Gerald Ford... I'm trying to think of something funny that Gerald Ford did. Well, he was kind of a dope, wasn't he? Yeah. Okay, well, I think I did my job. I think I randomly ranted. I think I rambled on. I didn't even introduce the name of this, did I? Well, I had this whole note at the top, but I'll introduce it right now. Shine on... Sorry. My bad. Ramble on, you crazy diamond. I really like the 70s, I guess. I feel like everything I've talked about besides watching Irving was 70s related. So that combines, of course, the Pink Floyd song, Shine On You Crazy Diamond, and the Led Zeppelin song, Ramble On. And if you know anything about the history of those songs, well, then good for you. Alright. So, goodbye, good luck. That's a little bit on the nose. Alright, but yeah, so I'll see you later. Keep rambling on. Rambling, gambling, man, I am. What is this outro? Alright, see ya. Play the music.